embark on this journey. In every episode, we will explore new horizons for international collaboration, together with SACE experts. We will meet travelers from all over the world. Their business interest takes them across Italy to forge connection and commercial opportunities. This is Business Class, and I am your travel mate. Bahrain, a kingdom of opportunities for Italian companies. In today's episode, we are gonna chat with Bapco Energies. So, Mohamed, Chiara, thank you very much for being here at Business Class. Mohamed, first of all, can I ask you to introduce yourself and your company?
Sure, thank you, and a pleasure to be here as well. So my name is Mohamed Al Shehab. I'm the Vice President for Corporate Finance, Investments and Treasury at Bapco Energies. Bapco Energies is the national energy company of the Kingdom of Bahrain, which acts as the investment arm for the kingdom in investments related to energy. And we have rebranded from formerly being known as Nuovo Holding to Bapco Energies, and that signifies the transition of the company from our core operation previously in oil and gas to new energies and sustainable energy to be the integrated energy company of the future of Bahrain, providing the security of supply of energy and meeting our energy requirements and sustainability goals.
Have you ever had any business experience with Italian companies, and can you describe them?
Yes, definitely. We've had quite a bit of experiences with Italian companies historically and at the moment, in fact. The biggest project in Bahrain history, the Bapco modernization program, the lead EPC contractor on that is an Italian company, so we have the history there. We had collaboration with Eni previously on exploration matters, and we are trying to advance that collaboration even further due to the alignment and strategic priorities that we see. And in fact, that's why we have initiated our collaboration with SACE to promote collaboration and looking at different vendors and companies from Italy to help us in our strategy moving forward with the focus on sustainable and renewable energy.
Okay, and in this perspective, I know that your agenda of the following days will be very full, so you have a lot of business meetings. Which are your expectations and your objectives for the following days?
So our objectives are to get our procurement teams to meet Italian vendors. So part of our trip here is bringing the different procurement teams from all of our operating companies to see Italian vendors and the capabilities and the offerings and products that they could help us with. We are meeting more than 40 companies while we are here in Italy. We in fact had a similar matchmaking event in Bahrain about a year ago, where Italian vendors came to Bahrain and met our team. That was received very positively. It started several discussions, assessments, discussions between the vendors and the different procurement teams. So our objective is to open that door, keep the collaboration going on between our counterparties, and facilitate for any further collaboration that we see moving forward that aligns with our strategic objectives. From my perspective, I think the expectations has already been set. We've been on this journey for a couple of years now, and what we want out of this is a mutual win-win for our companies, to look at the different technologies that the Italian vendors can bring to us. We know that Italy is quite advanced and cutting edge when it comes to innovation, sustainability. So linking that with our teams, and also opening up kind of our view of what is available in terms of solutions. So we're not here to look at just products, we're here to explore and collaborate on potential future solutions which could be positive and, as I said, a win-win for both us as Bapco Energies in our investment and strategy and for our Italian counterparts.
So Chiara, we are talking about expectation. Can you describe what SACE has done so far, I mean, in the previous days or in the previous weeks, in order to support Bapco Energies to match its expectation?
Well, actually, there was a lot of work behind the scene. Before the incoming of an important group such as Bapco, we had a lot of calls, a lot of meetings, and the first step is know the real procurement needs of Bapco. The second is find out the right match. So that's why we organize, as we mentioned before, meetings with over 40 companies. So our role is to create the right match, the right connection between the international buyer and the supplier chain, so our Italian exporters, and try to set up everything and prepare the ground for the future commercial transaction and opportunities.
And Mohamed, according to your experience, can you spot any significant difference about the way of doing business here in Italy compared to your country?
Sure, Paolo, and I would actually start by saying there's a lot of commonalities between us in Bahrain and Italy in the ways of working. And I touch on the commerciality, the long-term outlook and view of partnership, that's important, and a win-win mentality where both parties, counterparties from a financing side, from a company side, and from a vendor side are all on the same page effectively. So that's I would say, the good basis that we have. There are obviously some differences when it comes to culture, for example, the language there, where our first language is Arabic and we would have to speak with our Italian counterparts in English. So we need to manage that. From a priorities perspective, what is important for us now at Bapco Energies as part of our strategy moving forward, aligning on the long-term objectives and strategy. And finally, I would say some of the technical and regulatory differences. By nature, obviously, different jurisdictions have different regulatory regimes that we have to abide by. So we have ours in Bahrain and the ones in Italy that we have to align on effectively. And then finally, from a technical perspective, I would say in terms of the opportunities that come our way, there is different or a customization that needs to be put in place for the offerings to work in Bahrain with the ecosystem that we have, with the processes that we have, and the environment, in fact, that we have in terms of heat and otherwise. But these are some things when you have a positive, collaborative, open approach, these are things that we see that we can overcome and partner together on to achieve our ultimate goals.
And Chiara, Mohamed talked about cultural differences. I know that SACE puts a lot of effort in this field, I mean in business etiquette and something like that. Can you describe it better?
Sure. SACE, through its education team, has been preparing some dedicated contents in order to offer some tips and guidelines to the exporters. In fact, we are fully aware that different markets have different rules and culture. So, along with the language, it's also very important to know about the culture and the traditions. In addition to that, we also offer some specific formats where we involve companies and we give some knowledge through our experts in order to make the companies aware of these characteristics and be prepared to approach new markets globally.
Mohamed, talking about Italian market, is there any specific sector or kind of products that you find more promising or interesting?
Yeah, definitely. And it touches on our future strategy, right? So we are transitioning from being a traditional oil and gas company to an integrated energy company. And for us, the future investments will be in the energy transition phase. And our focus is on new energies, looking at renewable energies, for example, content related to that, when we're looking at solar, wind, hydrogen, and others, and innovation. So the idea is to spur and bring in investments along the new energies, which will require R&D, which will require innovation. So a lot of our focus now is on the non-traditional, let's say, investments in renewable and sustainable energy. So that will be our area of focus as we move forward until the end of this decade, because we have our COP commitments to meet by 2035, which have been committed in COP26. So a drive for emissions reduction, a drive for sustainable energy, a drive for diversifying the power mix in Bahrain. So that will be our focus in the next decade or so, and our investments will be along these lines. So the innovation and sustainable clean energy sector will be our focus in the future.
Okay, nice. And this is also a question for you, Chiara, because I know that the green transition is something that is important also for SACE side. Can you describe what SACE is doing in this dimension?
SACE has been working a lot on this aspect. We are aware of the importance of the ESG aspects, and we've been working on a platform, SACE ESG Hub, where the companies will find contents, education tools, and also international buyers such as Bapco, which are involved in this important transitional and sustainability-linked process in terms of production and products itself.
Okay, great. And Mohamed, I want to ask you something about the future. In your perspective, how can evolve the business relationship between Bapco Energies and Italian companies in the next future?
I think we have a good basis and a good platform that we can advance on. Further collaboration in terms of partnerships would be an avenue. For example, today we use Italian vendors and contractors, and we buy product and services. But there is potential scope for further collaborations such as partnerships, joint ventures, and setting up potential JVs and companies. I see that as a potential further collaboration and an advancement route. And then collaborating on R&D. Research and development. I think there is a lot that we could learn from the history and capabilities from the Italian vendors and companies, which took decades to develop. So that cross-pollination, capacity building, partnership can aid us and progress us to move forward. And then think about solutions and not services and products. We come in collaboratively to think about a solution that will be useful and beneficial for our operations, for our process improvements, for our energy efficiency, for example. That would be quite interesting. So in summary, I would say looking at partnerships at the companies level, collaborations and joint ventures, and collaborating on R&D and innovation to unlock some solutions that we could all benefit from.
Okay, great. So, Mohamed, Chiara, thank you very much once again for this chat, and of course, best of luck for your next business meetings.
Thank you, and a pleasure.
Thank you so much.